ಪತ್ರಿಕಾಗೋಷ್ಠಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇರುವಂಥವರು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್ ಅವರು, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ವಿತ್ತ ಸಚಿವರು ಹಾಗೂ ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಅಶ್ವಥ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಅವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಕ್ಷ, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಂ ಜಿ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಅವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ವಕ್ತಾರರು. ಈ ಪತ್ರಿಕಾಗೋಷ್ಠಿಯನ್ನು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್ ಅವರು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀವಿ.
Namaskara and good afternoon to all of you. After the election is announced, this is my first visit to Karnataka and also the first press conference, probably in a sequence of press conference which is going to happen, wherein ministers would be coming also during the party campaign activity. They will also be doing an addressing of the media. I'm doing it today before you. I don't intend making it too long so that afterwards if you have any questions you can ask me and I can answer. There are broadly 6 items that I want to highlight so that the entire story of what BJP and Karnataka, BJP run government and Karnataka, Government of India, which is a BJP run coalition, and Karnataka have things to speak about. So I'm putting it in a larger context so that the background is set before you, and if you have any more questions on it we can speak. But I can lay it before you without taking too much time. But I want to lay the broad picture first of all. Now, it won't be an exaggeration if I say that you compare parties of similar age as BJP and see how much interest BJP has had in Karnataka. I'll start with the fact that Prime Minister Modi, since 2015, has made 32 visits to Karnataka. You may compare a comparable period of any Prime Minister and see how many times they have come, attended programs, interacted with people and so on. So from 2015 till today, 32 times Honorable Prime Minister has visited Karnataka. If I take 2023, you might say, oh, election is announced and therefore. But if you take 2023, Prime Minister Modi has visited Karnataka 7 times now. Probably when he is coming on the April 9th, which is scheduled, it will be the 8th time, just in 2023. Importance of Karnataka again. All right, I am a member of Parliament representing Karnataka. G20 conferences are happening all over the country. No state is being ignored. But G20 is essentially a finance minister and central bank governors matter. Finance ministers and governors, central bank governors meeting, ministerial meeting, happened in Bengaluru. And it didn't just happen, ministers came, central bank governors came, all of us discussed, and the whole thing was over. No, we also brought them over to Indian Institute of Sciences. And there we got all the startups also to come and display what they have contributed to the Indian economy and what their capabilities are. That also happened in Bengaluru. Other than these 2 facts, you've had senior ministers like Amit Shah ji, Nadda, Rashtriya President, Nitin Gadkari ji, Rajnath Singh ji, all of them visiting Karnataka and giving due attention to the issues which, when they interact, have been picked up. If this is happening now because central government is Prime Minister Modi and NDA government and there is an NDA government here, you might say, oh yeah, obviously both the governments are BJP, therefore you're doing it. No. If you, hey, please, yeah. If you look at the history of BJP, and much before the BJP was born, there is an emotional bond BJPites have with Bengaluru. That horrible attack on emergency, attack on the Indian democracy. Two of our stalwart leaders were arrested here in Bengaluru and kept in jail here. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji and also Advani ji. So we do know and have a very strong bond with Karnataka, particularly the city of Bengaluru, where during emergency when there was no BJP, they were arrested here. Arrested by the Congress party today, which is screaming, saying, oh, all institutions are being undermined. Every opposition leader was put in the jail during emergency, and unconstitutional 1-year extension was given to the Lok Sabha, with all the opposition leaders arrested and kept in jail. Critical constitutional amendments were made, for which you need 2/3 majority in Lok Sabha, 2/3 majority in Rajya Sabha. Such amendments were also made during that time. So today when Congress is screaming about institutions have been broken down, please remember, people in Karnataka have seen it firsthand as to how opposition leaders were arrested and sent to jail, and not only in Karnataka but all over the country. And having put them in the prison, 1-year illegal extension was given, 5-year term for Lok Sabha, 1-year illegal extension was given, and at that time, critical constitutional amendment, fundamental changes were made to the constitution. We should not forget it. So, the emotional bond that we have to Karnataka is prior to even BJP was born. And then, two national executives have happened here in Karnataka. As soon as 2014, Prime Minister Modi won with a superb majority. The next year, 2015, we held a national executive here, and prior to that, in 2008. And I just want to highlight, I won't go into details of it. There are 18 times resolutions which are passed in BJP's national executives relating only to Karnataka and Karnataka's well-being. So the BJP attachment and also concern for Karnataka is not just now because we have an election, we have to win an election, and therefore no. There is a checkered history of how Karnataka has played a role in evolving BJP and BJP in turn attending to needs of Karnataka. I will never forget that resolution which was passed in probably 2006, highlighting how northern Karnataka districts were reeling under problem. Agricultural workers have come to a standstill. Farmers' suicide was the highest at that time. BJP kept saying, oh, UPA government, please give attention to Karnataka. No, they were just indifferent. So, if I'm talking about these things as things which have happened earlier and we've continuously been given attention to Karnataka, that continues even now. Again, without going into too much of detail, I'll just say the 6 heads under which big amounts have been spent in Karnataka. And you can classify them as railways, roadways, airways, infrastructure, that is digital infrastructure, defense, and a broad category of others. In all these 6, the amount spent in Karnataka for building infrastructure, I will lay before you and you will know that what benefit a double-engine Sarkar can give you. In Delhi, a government which is pro-development. In Delhi, a government which wants every state to progress. In Delhi, a government which doesn't differentiate. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. So Ujjwala reaches everybody, Swachhata reaches everybody. I don't know if you had the opportunity to hear the Honorable Prime Minister speaking on Sthapana Divas. He just said last 15 days data, you take it out, you see how much has been achieved. And that's how rapidly India is progressing. Just take this example. In fact, Prime Minister Modi called it as chariot of growth for Karnataka. Talking about railways, roadways, airways, and highways, which is the digital connectivity. Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway, 8,480 crores of rupees. 6-laning. And therefore, the travel time has come down to 75 minutes in the place of 3 hours. Then the next one is Mysuru-Kushal Nagar, 4,130 crores. 4-laning. Again, brings down the travel time by half, which is it takes 5 hours now, it will be 2.5 hours after the road is completed. In Karnataka alone, highway related projects, small, big, everything, touches 1 lakh crores of rupees. I'm not getting into specifics for want of time, and of course you'll have a lot of questions to ask. I'll move to railways. You know, just for the state of Karnataka, between 2009 and 14, before the NDA government of 2014, the total amount given for Karnataka railways only is 835 crores. 2009 to 14, which is prior to Prime Minister Modi's forming government in 2014, Karnataka only for railways got 835 crores. Now, after Prime Minister Modi comes in, that amount, inclusive of this budget, which is 23-24, I'm saying, that amount has gone up 9 times. And how much is now spent on Karnataka? 7,561 crores between 14 and 2023-24. Now, there are some stars also in this, meaning for the first time, or record-breaking, whatever. I'll list out the items under which this amount is being claimed, but the world's longest railway platform was built in Karnataka, and the Prime Minister launched it. It has become a part of the Guinness Book of Records. Sri Siddharuda Swamiji Hubballi Station. 1,507 meter long station at 20 crores. Then another star is PM inaugurated it in 2022. India's first air-conditioned railway station, Sir M. Vishveshwaraya Railway Station at Bayyapanahalli. It's again one of the clear indication that modernizing of railway stations is happening at a rapid pace in Karnataka. A third star-worthy point is, again in 2022, Prime Minister dedicated the nation the 100% electrification of 740 kilometers long Konkan railway line, which will benefit Karnataka immensely. Other than that, there are projects which I can go about saying, Whitefield to Krishnarajapura, which takes 4,250 crores. So railways, there's a list. I'm sure the state party will also pass it on to you. But I just want to say it has several firsts in this list. Then I move over, as I said, to talk about airways, the kind of money spent for airways there, the Shivamogga Airport, along with the various development projects that cost 3,600 crores, which was inaugurated on February 23rd. Also the terminal in a garden, which is what the new terminal of Bengaluru is called, which is being constructed at a cost of 5,000 crores. And also the second runway in Kempegowda International Airport at 2,708 crores. These are not just numbers, they are translating into concrete action, and you see a modern facility coming out here. Now, if that is the third item, airways, I'll talk about the fourth, which is health, education, and smart city related. 520 crores of rupees was spent on Hubli Dharwad Smart City project. Jayadeva Hospital and the research center which goes with it has taken 250 crores. There are other projects which I'd like to highlight quickly. Tumkuru Industrial Township, which is a part of National Industrial Corridor Development Program. I want to highlight why this is very important, the NICDICT as we call it. The Mumbai-Delhi corridor, freight corridor, is built by them. There's more coming from Amritsar going to Kolkata. All these are happening, and we are extending that to Tumkur because Chennai to Bengaluru also goes to Tumkur, and the National Industrial Corridor Development Program has taken this up. So that's a major development which I want to highlight. Prime Minister also laid the foundation for a 3,800 crore mechanization and industrialization of the Mangaluru port. What would it give for us? It's a facility. This has a direct impact on common people. I want to highlight that. This facility will bolster Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana because it's going to have a berth which is for unloading and loading full load very large gas carriers for the country which is importing gas immensely. And that's why recently it's gone up, and we've given 200 rupees subsidy for each cylinder. May not be enough, but still, because it's a completely imported commodity, we have very big difficulties because of the fluctuation in the international market. So that is at 1,000 crore of rupees. Defense. I know Karnataka, particularly in Bangalore, there's a lot of concern about HAL. And I've seen this from the time when I was in Defense Ministry. But since then, the intention of Prime Minister Modi is to make sure that HAL becomes well endowed. And that is why today, in Tumkuru industrial area, you have one of Asia's largest helicopter manufacturing facility. And that is why it is going to be one of the leading steps towards India's Atmanirbharta for defense, but also produced there, they can be exported. So I said I'll talk about connectivity. These are all very important steps. There's also a lot of construction of edible oil refineries, construction of bitumen storage, and allied facility, all of which are coming around Mangaluru. The last point I want to talk about in the infrastructure is fishing harbor at Kulai, which is also going to be one of the biggest steps taken for the benefit of Karnataka. Specifically, if I have to highlight two sectors other than the 6 that I spoke about, is the biotechnology park, on which Karnataka state government has also taken a lot of steps. They have said it won't just be Bangalore, it will be extended to other parts of Karnataka. So Bangalore Bio Innovation Center, the park and the cluster, will be replicated now in Mysore, in Dharwad, Mangalore, and Bidar. So these are big developments in order that Karnataka retains its lead in science and technology. And after all, if startups have really located themselves here, and unicorns and soonicorns are a big story, we need also to bring in more and more plan and policy together with the state government for sustaining that momentum. So largely, these were the things I wanted to highlight. There are projects, water-related projects which have come. The one big announcement that we made in the budget is also something which all of you all are aware of. Dharwad multi-village water supply schemes for 1,040 crores and water reaching every house. The Renuka Sagar Reservoir, Malaprabha River, and they are specifically water related. I wouldn't want to expand more on this, but the last point which I would highlight is several clusters are being created for retaining Karnataka's edge over other states in various sectors. I'll just highlight, they are about 9 of them in total. I'll just list it without going in detail. Jewelry Park in Kalaburgi, EV Hub in Ramanagara, 3D printing in Harohalli, FMCG cluster in Hubli, Dharwad, Pharma cluster in Kadechur, Yadgir, Foundry cluster in Belgaum, Aerospace and Defense cluster in Devanahalli, Textile hub in Davanagere, and state's own IT policy has helped us. The one which I referred earlier, the Beyond Bengaluru point, which the state government has been emphasizing, has now taken the ITES, the BPO, ESDM, that is the Electronic System Design Manufacturing, and telecom services. All of them are being taken outside to Mangaluru, Tumkuru, Mysuru, Hubli, Shivamogga, and Kalaburgi. So the benefit of a good, well-planned economic development without differentiating people to people, taking everybody along, together with the state government and state government's well-considered policy, has ensured that Karnataka stands out in its development and the benefit reach all people. So at this I stop and I answer